Hi everybody, this is a red and white Arcane Bombardment deck. We've finally got Lightning Helix as another tool in the toolbox for red and white control decks, and being able to copy it multiple times with Bombardment or Chandra is just the icing on the cake. So as usual, we've got a lot of great answers for a lot of stuff in white, and then some additional burn and card draw thanks to red. We're also running Quintorius and Chandra as some Planeswalker support. Quintorius gives us more Lightning Helix style effects as we cast copies under Bombardment, and Chandra just of course a great all-around support card for this kind of deck. So now let's go see some games with this deck over on the ranked standard ladder. Alright, it's time for that old workhorse, Boros Arcane Bombardment. Let's start off with our tap land here, get things going. Oh, Okiba Reckoner Raid. I've been seeing more opponents use this one lately. I'm not sold on it, but might be good. Running a couple of buried treasures in this deck. A good way to ramp us up early on and then maybe discover for something later. Blade of the Oni, huh? Let's go... well, not Heartflame. Yeah, Heartflame. It's not like we're really going to be able to hide the fact that we can burn things from our opponent. So, might as well have the option for a creature. Alright, so the Road Captain flips over. Phyrexian Arena. Huh, I don't usually see those together. Let's ramp out Quintorius. Thank you, Buried Treasure. We're going to make a Spirit. So the Road Captain can get through at Quintorius, but making a Spirit makes him a little harder to take down. Of course, black has all kinds of ways to do that anyway. Opponent plays Gix. They might just go and attack our face then. Oh, Disfigure's back. I do like it, Disfigure. Alright, so the Road Captain opts to hit Quintorius instead. Let's hit Lightning Strike on the Gix. That'll prevent future card draw, although they've got Arena going, which is already enough. Yeah, let's play out the Duelist here. So, it's tricky. We could have get losted the Phyrexian Arena, but like card quality-wise, I'm not sure there's much we need to worry about from our opponent, given the composition of our deck. Great, Infernal Grasp. More removal, Infernal Grasp again. Road Captain goes at Quintorius. Backup Quintorius was the draw. Yeah, let's go ahead and get lost that right now. And let's Lightning Strike the Road Captain. So now they've got no creatures left to use map tokens. We're going to make a Spirit. And their draw rate is cut in half. But I really feel like we're probably well equipped to handle this. It looks like almost a more aggressive, like mono black aggro. What? Corrupt? This is like a mix of like 3 different styles of black deck then. Alright, Celestus down. Let's make a token with Quintorius. Attack with the Spirit. Bring our opponent to 17 here. Huh. Oh, Corrupt number 2. That's getting dangerous. Let's go Discovering. Gain a little life off of Quintorius here. Ooh. Discover a Lightning Helix. Gain a little bit more life. With my luck, our opponent would have a 3rd Corrupt in hand, and we'd be dangerously close to losing here. As it stands, we got a nice Spirit army going. Opponent with a Phyrexian Arena. Disfigure. Lots of removal for Phyrexian Arenas. Huh. Well, let's make a Spirit. Let's go attacking. Let's put some counters on these guys with Fuss. So even if our opponent is mono removal, they need a lot of it to get through this. Yep, there's another go for the throat. As expected, you need 2 more things and you have 1 card. Disfigure hits one of them. That should about do it. Yep, opponent scoops it up there. Good game. Okay. Not the greatest, but we've got a board wipe. Hello, opponent. That was nice. Love a friendly opponent. Okay, opponent is running a 3-color deck, leading off with a Fairy Dream Thief. Been seeing this creature pop up in some more lists lately. Exile it from your graveyard to draw a card. And then Spyglass Siren coming down. Well, not sure I need to get lost any of this yet. Dennick, probably the most threatening thing on that board. Let's take 2 from these attackers then, from the opponent, and just keep building our board up. We've got no witnesses in hand. Kind of just want to see what they do here. Invasion of Amonkhet. We're going to mill a little bit. We're going to discard. Let's go with one of these Get Losts, I think. Want to play out one more creature for me? Make this a great deal? Nope, going to explore. Okay. Ooh, the bat. Alright, well, opponent deciding what to do with these attacks here. All going at my face instead of invasion. There was a little bit of back and forth there. Let's lay down land number 4. Let's go ahead and no witnesses this. Opponent gets a clue. They're going to be able to flashback Dennick. Bat comes down. Yeah, no great options for the bat when your opponent's got this much removal. Takes our Lightning Helix. They're going to bat again, though. Okay, that could work. Alright, well, we're laying land number 5. We're 1 red mana short for Chandra. We got Big Score and Union in hand. If we can draw into another board wipe, or even a little bit of spot removal, we can sort of chain the destruction of these bats together as they give us our cards back. Dorothy, Vengeful Victim. I like that card, even though it's not that good. Opponent surveils a bit with another Dream Thief. Looks like a white bat going to the grave. Let's Big Score away our Union. We draw into another land and a Union, but at least we can Chandra now. Let's see. Dorothy sacrifices itself after combat. This might work. Let's go Chandra. And yes, let's make some mana. Red, red. Let's Abrade, because we're going to get a free copy of it. So let's hit this first bat. And the second bat with the copy. Getting back our 2 mana removal spells. And Chandra will be able to copy those on our opponent's turn. Give us even more to work with here. Alright, Dorothy going at the invasion, Dream Thief going at Chandra. Is this worth get losting? I don't know. What do they got down there? Dennick's down there, another invasion, some small things. If they copy something with the invasion, they could copy the bat. Yeah, this is what we want to be doing. Alright. Things have been lost. Suppose they could replay Dennick or draw with one of these fairies. They opt for Gix, probably going to explore on that. And Rafine off the top. Alright, so some kind of Esper creature rebuild. Let's add some mana here. Let's do a double Lightning Helix on Gix. Gix is so good. Been putting that in more of my decks lately, as it's a nice mana sink for when we don't have a lot to do later in the game, and we can play some stuff from our opponent's deck. Recycle some of those cards. Alright, opponent plays out Rafine. Goes exploring. Gets free land. Oh, sorry I gave you those map tokens. Alright, let's copy a union here on our opponent's end step. We get land and depopulate. And a duelist. Alright. Well, I need to see a little more. Let's draw with the Celestus. Discard planes. What is that? Ward 1? Alright, I think then let's use Chandra, -4. Hit Raffine, yes, and our opponent. Pay 1 for the ward. And this will let us play the Heartflame Duelist on our opponent's turn if they want to play out some more small creatures. Okay, this looks like a regular Dennick. And exiling the Dream Thief from the graveyard. Alright, let's go with the Heartflame Slash then. Copy that. So opponent now at 17. Several things in the graveyard for our opponent, and Lightning Strike off the top. Alright, well let's play out the Duelist then, give our spells lifelink. I think we want to see some more cards off the top. So I saw Quintorius go away there. We got Fuss and Bother and another Depopulate. Yeah, let's go with the Bother. I haven't cast this side yet. It helpfully has lifelink, which doesn't really do anything. Let's get rid of those two. Kind of digging for a late game card. Union, that might be okay. We can copy that with Chandra. Although I suppose we should have kept the big score then if we were going to draw. Then we would have had to discard, of course, so who knows. Opponent with another invasion. So mills what we just kept. Let's discard the Depopulate since they're not playing as many creatures anymore. Looks like they might start leaning on these creature lands that they have. We find Buried Treasure. Okay. Well, after thinking about it for a moment, let's go to combat. We're going to attack for 9 here. Opponent's doing the adventure part of Virtue of Loyalty. Probably wants to block our Duelist, which is, I guess that's fine. So, oh, yeah, I think that's should just be about it. So copy the Lightning Strike, that's 6 damage. Brings our opponent to 5, and doubt they've got a response to this. We'll do 6 just for funsies. And okay. The burn plan wins again. Good game. Alright, we got a couple of fancy Lightning Helixes. A nice board wipe. Good place to start. So I was just reading this morning about some polling, I guess, that Mark Rosewater did. About which sets from the recent past did people like the best. And it was kind of interesting. I think it was Wilds of Eldraine and Lost Caverns of Ixalan were kind of the two that were considered to be the best by people who were polled. I can kind of agree with that. I didn't really like Lost Caverns very much, but I'm more of a spells happy player, and there weren't too many things in there for me, but it was kind of an interesting set. I could see how people liked it. I thought Wilds of Eldraine, though, was very nice. Flavorful, had some fun things. Ooh, Schooner. 3 colors, though. I thought Schooner was usually in blue and black. Anyway, so I kind of agree with that assessment of Wilds of Eldraine, but the interesting thing was... Let's destroy that Schooner before that trouble starts. Oh, they're going to counter that? Okay, no counters. If I had a counter, I'd probably save that schooner, so we might be in the clear. Let's play land number 4. And big score will hopefully go uninterrupted here. The interesting thing about this poll was that the most highly rated set, not the most highly rated, the set that actually got the most 10s, it was like a 1 to 10 scale, was Lord of the Rings, which I thought was super interesting. As our opponent takes Quintorius away from us with a Deep Cavern Bat, leaves our no witnesses. Let's discard one of these helixes with big score. We can go straight into Chandra, start throwing around some helixes. Ooh, get lost too. But yeah, let's go no witnesses instead. That way if they counter it, we've at least got something to back it up. Nope. Goes right through. We get Quintorius back in hand. Yep, we'll pass it on over here. So I thought Lord of the Rings had a great deal of popular appeal as a Magic set. Had a lot of stuff for Commander. Interestingly, not a lot of stuff for Standard. Opponent plays Shield with the Apocalypse here. But still had like a great deal of appeal. Like I didn't even play that much with it outside of Historic. But the cards I did see, I thought they were flavorful, they looked interesting. Like it just seemed like fitting and fun in a way that some other sets just aren't for a lot of people. Alright, let's do Quintorius. Start building that up. Air tie. Okay, interesting. Alright, well glad we led with Quintorius then. At least we get to draw. And they go exploring. So we drew Heartflame Duelist. Opponent sees a Restless Anchorage. Alright. Let's play our land. I think now I feel a little bit more comfortable playing Chandra. So what we can do is we can add some mana. Let's go red, white. Let's do a little Lightning Helix. And we'll copy that. And get in for 3 with the Spirit. These Spirits, nothing to sneeze at. You build up a couple of them. That's a pretty good threat against an opponent with not much left on the board. Opponent responds on their turn with a Go for the Throat. A Subterranean Schooner returns to the board. As we draw a Depopulate. Alright, where are the bombardments in here? Let's go Demolition Field on this Anchorage. I swear, sometimes Arena just tucks them in like the bottom 20 cards in my deck. We will search for a basic land. Alright, Chandra. And of course, Bombardment was the next card. Gets exiled. But we got a big score here. Maybe we can draw into one. Yeah, then again, I don't think we've cast a spell this turn. Have we? Let's discard, Depopulate. Make disappear. We can pay for that. Right? Yes, okay. Double big score. And let's play out the Sundown Pass. Alright, back to you. Alright, opponent just passes it on back. Might be sitting on a handful of removal over there. Let's see if we can start cobbling together some offense here, as we've drawn a ton of lands. Alright, let's copy Heartflame Duelist. Might be able to stitch together enough burn. Ooh, Dissipate. Okay, well I think we still at least get the copy, but not going to be able to play the creature side of it. That's fine. Actually, does it make sense to do this now? Let's try this now rather than waiting. So Lightning Helix, Chandra for 7. And opponent got some instant life gain. They do not. Burn plan wins again. Good game. Alright, let's start it off here with our tap land. Handful of burn. Alright, there's mono red. The mono red players have awoken for the day, apparently. Oh, that's never a good sign. Discards to the blood token. Are they desperate for land? Possibly. They discarded a spellbook vendor, so they might be in 2 colors. Let's just lay land number 3 here and see what they play. Questing Druid. Oh, is this like a Naya tokens deck? That's a Gleeful Demolition. I'm probably missing that blood token right about now. Let's play land number 4, just pass it on back. So yeah, I think the balance... Oh, there's Thalia. Gross. Opponent attacks for 1 with Epicure. Let's Lightning Helix Thalia. Something good to get in the graveyard once we find Bombardment. Ooh, Ojer Axonil Deepest Might. Wonder why that's in there. I thought that was non-creature sources, but maybe I'm wrong. Let's play our Buried Treasure. So, yeah, as I was saying, I think the balance of this deck is off. Savior of Allenbach, there's an oldie. From this old standard format we have. Let's Soul Partition the god there. Just want to take 1. Opponent's a couple of turns away from being able to replay that. So this deck might have too much removal in it, and I could just use a skosh more card draw. Or it could just be the Arena Shuffler getting mad at me, but let's sack this for 1. And discover 5. Oh, Quintorius. Alright. Well, let's make a spirit. And we'll just pass it on over. If they try to get cute and take Quintorius down, we might be able to abrade something here. Opponent plays out the Druid. Now, is this a go wide deck, or is this just like a everything Naya deck? Okay, opponent passes. Spirit putting up some good defense. Alright, let's play out this mountain. Debating whether or not to keep that for a future big score, but getting our mana up will allow us to bombardment and play a spell later on, so I think that's the way I want to go with it. Opponent does a little Seek the Beast on another questing druid. Up to 5 mana here. Usually, what is it? Chandra's Mom comes along with these cards, making Thopters. But our opponent's going with Inti, Seneschal of the Sun. So I believe there's some combat triggers that happen there. We might be able to catch one of these creatures before they get the counter. And then sweep the rest up with the Brotherhood's End in hand. So it's going to be tricky. So that gets trained. Goes up to a 2/3. That's okay. When it trains, it exiles another creature. Goes for the token. That is wise. And let's see. Where are they going to put this +1/+1 counter? Okay, so they discarded an extra god. Going to put it on the Savior. Alright, then I think Savior's getting abraded. And we do not get our token back. That's not the way this works. And then they're going to get to exile the top card and play that. Yeah. Let's block a little bit. Save Quintorius. Okay. Well, let's Brotherhood's End here, do 3 damage to everybody. Quintorius still here. Let's try to fill the board back up with spirits. And let's go attacking with the Bivouac. Put the counter on our spirit. Let's see what our opponent's got for us here. Alright, another Axonil. We could Soul Partition that straight away and get in for the attack. Let's try that. Let's go Bivouac again. Let's make another spirit. Let's attack with these two. I'm going to put the counter on the new spirit. Trying to get some more threatening spirits onto the board to play out this land. Gives us the option to Lightning Helix any small blockers. So this deck might have a lot of small creatures in it. I mean, besides Axonil here. So that if they try to play out something like a Questing Druid, we can keep the damage going. As it stands, we might have to use 2 cards on this thing just to keep things going along. Lightning Helix, Heartflame Duelist. Axonil's going to flip over, become a land. Then we can Bivouac. So this is 10, 11 damage. We are 1 shy. Let's discover and see what we get. Buried treasure. Okay. Oh, but that triggers Quintorius. Oh, nice. Good game. Alright, let's mulligan this. 2-lander, even though Bombardment is in hand. This seems fine. We'll put Demolition Field back for the moment. But if everything goes well, we've got a nice hand with a little removal, a little ramp. End up with a Quintorius on the end. Oh, that last game. Gotta love when you forget all the triggers that come along with these Planeswalker static abilities. It's like War of the Spark again in here. Opponent plays an Up the Beanstalk. Haven't seen as much of that anymore, but still pretty good. Let's play our Celestus out. If our opponent's going to be ramping, we can start Quintorius off. Opponent with a Topiary Stomper. Alright, so we're going to need a land. Yes. Okay, Plains. Let's go Quintorius. We can plus Quintorius. And we might be able to get away with a few turns of these spirits attacking. Fight rigging. Alright, at least it wasn't the invasion that finds them lands. So they can put a counter on the Stomper, but that's not going to help them too much here. Puts the counter on the Lore Keeper, signifying that there's dinosaurs nearby. Let's discover. Union. Alright, that's okay. We draw into another Union. Opponent's still a couple of turns away from being able to attack with the Stomper. Let's remove the Lore Keeper with the Helix. So I think we're actually going to leave our spirit back here. Pugnacious Hammerskull. I was expecting the invasion that finds lands. But no, we're just going to find out firsthand what's under fight rigging, and it's an Atali. Triggers Up the Beanstalk for a draw. They're going to take cards off the top here. What do we got? Tell me that wasn't a bombardment. Oh, it was. It was. Triggers the Beanstalk, and they get a Paleontologist on their side. Alright. Let's Union. Try to draw into something for us here. We get land. And a second Depopulate. Okay, that's not bad. Let's depopulate this board. Or at least try to. Good. That works. Oh, and we had the multicolored creature, so we draw a card. We can start filling back up with spirit tokens. Opponent with a hulking raptor. So they may not have any spells in that deck that can trigger bombardment, and they may not get to reuse anything. So that was actually not the worst as we pick up our own bombardment here. Let's make a spirit. Stay back, protect Quintorius. And yeah, game plan is now in gear. It's time to cast a bunch of spells. Ooh, Galta. Nice. Triggers up the beanstalk. What else we playing? Hulking Raptor. Gets a counter. Attacks Quintorius, but doesn't have trample. Yeah, let's double block. Why not? If they had a way to save it, they would. This way we can depopulate with a clean conscience. Pick up a Union off Bombardment. Trigger Quintorius for 2. We get a Brotherhood's End, and Depopulate takes care of this board. We're going to just fill it back up again with spirits. Intrepid Paleontologist. So they're going to try to reuse dinosaurs. Well, in response to that trigger, I think we want to Lightning Helix the Paleontologist and trigger Bombardment now. So they've got mana left, but probably nothing too scary with that amount of mana. Let's get a Union and a Lightning Helix. 2 more Quintorius triggers, since we're casting those from exile. Union finds his buried treasure. We remove their blocker, and Atali gets exiled from the grave. Alright, well, let's see. We've got Lightning Helix and Duelist. Let's just go with Duelist. That's going to trigger Bombardment. And opponent has stepped away clearly. The burn plan wins. Good game. Alright, this seems okay. At the advice of some commenters on this channel, we've started putting Abrades into some of our decks, since there are nasty artifacts abounding in Standard right now. But speaking of nasty things, let's take care of this Swift Spear with the Abrade. Mostly it's Urabrask's Forge is the thing that's been getting me, but there's a bunch of stuff. So looking like standard mono-red fare so far. Kumano coming down, bringing us to 16. Felden coming in, bringing us to 14. Seems like as good an opportunity as any to cast Union of the Third Path. Alright, we've got lands and planeswalkers. But we've stabilized a bit at 19. Opponent still has a full grip of cards for a red deck. Interesting. Plays a second Felden for the counter. Off of Kumano. That's very interesting. Ah, and they had the monstrous rage for it too. Sure. We take 6 and drop to 13. That's a big score away a Plains. Union of the Third Path, one of the draws. Such a beating against a mono-red deck. Alright, let's depopulate this away. So, a little shy of being able to do what I want to do. Would love to be able to double up this Union with a Chandra in the future, but we need a little more mana to get there. Opponent's got Lightning Strike for us, brings us to 10. Thought they had a rage there. Nope, just brings us to 8 with that attack from the Etching. And we draw no witnesses. Alright, let's get Chandra down. Alright, and what we're going to do is plus for some mana. Let's go white, white, Union. She's going to double that up.
No turning back now.
Gain 3, gain 4, and give us a Lightning Helix. Alright, well, unfortunately played the land for the turn. Otherwise would have loved to have this Lightning Helix available. Opponent's got a Phoenix Chick for us. Attacking Chandra down.
So it's gonna be one of those.
Oh, are they going for it? Brings Chandra down to 1 with a Lightning Strike. Chandra just absorbing all kinds of damage for us. Essentially gaining us another 6 life there. in opportunity costs, I guess you could call it. Let's go with Quintorius. Let's plus Chandra, and no, opponent scoops it up. Good game.